Like, I was having a really good nap.
That just sounds so wrong. Dog roleplay.
Whoa.
I don't know if I want to be part of this anymore.
Alright, just a second. Gotta put my phone on silent. If he keeps going like that, I might have to momentarily leave to go feed them.
Cat's like, I just want to sit in your lap. I don't care that it's hot. I'm gonna sit. Okay.
Alright, should we go ahead and go? Alright. When we last left our heroes eons ago.
Oh wait, we didn't do our Twitch intro. Oh.
Shame on you for being a bad host there, Davey.
We had left the... Let's see, where were we? So we went into... They traveled...
Davey was spending 5 episodes to power up to a Super Saiyan.
Yes.
Okay.
They were traveling to the pseudo-kingdom of Houndton. Specifically Foxhoundton, at the request of Collins, to finally take on a legit maze, not the ramshackle, quickly dug out of the dirt mazes that the rats have their badgers build in some areas, but one of the older ones, one that the rats used to use for themselves, but now use to try to create an illuminated dog. A dog with psychic powers.
Da-da.
Now, alright, I think I'm gonna have to go feed the cats real quick. Just to shut Chester up.
Now he's gonna
I'll be right back.
It's fine.
Ugh. Alright.
Wow, that sounded kind of eventful.
That would be...
Alright, that should shut him up for about half an hour. Now, you decided to go into the maze somewhat stealthily. Pretty smart decision. But instead of finding the rats and badgers and taking them by surprise, Davy, who had scouted ahead, being the stealthiest of the group, was instead surprised himself to find a massacre. Corpses of badgers and rats everywhere.
I didn't do it.
So he says.
And
eventually, he found a source of this mutilation and death. A small pup with gray fur and red eyes. A demon-possessed child.
Did I kill it?
No. Not yet, at least.
I mean...
You chased it into the maze.
You want it?
And at the end of the maze, Davy tried to go down and look into the inner workings of the maze, where different sections of the walls could be moved back and forth. When he discovered not one, but 2 demon children, and one of them noticed him, he, in a panic, threw down the lantern that he was carrying, which covered the stairs in burning oil. And as he ran back out and told everyone that stuff's on fire,
Shit's on fire.
the demon children came out of another maintenance entrance and attacked Atticus and Gerald, one of the Dane brothers, who had traveled with you, from the other side. As this happened, Harold, the other Dane brother, grabbed the one non-possessed demon child, or not regular child, not demon child, and he, Rosa, and Podrick ran off to try to get back through the maze and out of the mine that the maze is contained in. And while they are doing that, Davy, Atticus, and Gerald fight. So,
Each other? Jesus.
yes.
Curse your
Awful
sudden
thing.
but
And the
inevitable
demons
betrayal.
just watch on as you do. Now, I don't remember initiative, so we're going to roll it again. Just, actually, yes, you too.
Oh, nat 20.
Sweet. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So, Davey goes first.
Okay, so wait, do we have a battle map up online or?
Yes, on roll 20.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and name these if I can. There we go. Name Cannibal Kid and Demon Pup. So, if you guys don't remember, these are two different classes of demon. The one on the left is more of a feral type, basically on all fours. The other seems to be unusually intelligent and has coarse gray fur and red eyes.
I'm on top of a wall. Is that what I'm getting at from this picture?
Yes.
All right.
You chose to travel along the walls instead of through the maze.
Whoa, yeah, this session has been a long time ago. I remember this. I thought you guys had another session after that I wasn't a part of, but oh crap. So no, we did not. All right. All right, well.
You were part of the session before this. This is actually our third session in the mine.
All right. Well,
They call it a mine.
so they don't see me, so I'm going to shoot them in the back.
Oh no, you've shot them several times. I'm sure they're aware of you.
Shooting them in the back several times for maximum damage. Because obviously they don't care, so I will roll to.
Which one are you shooting at?
The one that seems to be closer to me.
All right, Cannibal Kid.
I don't
Go
know
ahead.
what icons these are.
Atticus and Gerald.
The 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Oh, all right.
It seems as if the coarse fur has sort of hardened and just sort of bounces off of her.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Someone find me a giant thing of soap. I'm just going to throw that at them.
All right. Davey, who would you like to go next?
I pick the person that's in front of the thing I just shot.
Gerald.
Gerald.
All right. Gerald is going to swing his sword.
Do you mean that his name is now a Gerund? Wow.
I'm not going to dignify that.
Too late.
All right. Do we add strength for the attack? Is that how it works?
Yeah, if it's a melee, yeah, you add strength.
Okay. All right, he is able to hit the cannibal kid for 9 damage. Dang. So he whacks verily. All right. Next is, because it's my character, the demon pup will go next and will attack Atticus. Let's see.
I'd rather you're not.
Does a 11 hit?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
You sure? What?
Yes.
Oh, it does hit?
Yes.
Weird. Okay. So, demon pup lurches forward and bites down on your arm for 7 damage.
Oh,
You are not feeling great. You are
no.
currently at 10.
Oh,
Yep.
no, I'm at 3 now.
All right. Next is the cannibal kid, who will also try to bite. Plus, let me go ahead and move this. Yes, that does hit Gerald. All right, and that does 5 damage. Just saying. All right. Next up is Atticus.
Either one of these demons looking a little bit wounded?
Hurt? Yeah, the demon pup is barely, is on its last legs.
And that's the one on the right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, ain't no getting out of this. So I'm gonna swing at that one.
All right.
Oh, it's a whopping 5.
You momentarily misjudge the height and just go. Like maybe it stumbles at the moment that you swing. All right. I think Rosa's group is the only one left. Now, Rosa, I want you to make an intelligence check.
Don't do it, it's a trap.
All right. You think you're making decent progress through the maze, considering. All right. You are with Harold, the one non-demon possessed child, and Podrick. Next up is Davy.
Yes.
You can hear the fire has basically, you can see that it's basically consumed most of the staircase at this point.
Perfect. So they're not going to be coming back to bring.
Well, there's more than one maintenance entrance.
Oh, okay, but that covers that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing I'm on, is it like one of those movable walls, or is it pretty sturdy? As in, I'm kind of thinking, what if I just crashed it over onto one of the things?
So the way it moves is it is connected to a thing like downstairs. It is not a sort of thing that you could just easily knock over.
Gotcha. I didn't know if it was like latched in or something. Like I could just take I could hack it. I could like break the joint and then kick it over or something. Right. Okie doke.
Sorry.
That's
Chester is just over here attacking a brush
I'm
for
gonna.
some reason.
I'm just gonna shoot him. I'm just gonna keep shooting that guy.
Which one?
My,
Cannibal
the
Kid?
guy I previously shot.
Okay.
What about a 13?
A 13 still does not hit.
Sorry, guys. All right. I pick Gerund.
All right.
Do it.
Just a second. Forgot to subtract health. All right. That is a 19. Dang. Gerald's doing work. Where are the rest of you on this? Holy crap. Okay. Gerald is just going to town on this kid. All right. So the kid, Cannibal Kid, just sort of looks around, looks at the fellow demon child who is also struggling, and looks at the two of you. Atticus, you're not doing great, but
No.
Gerald is fine. And she just sort of sighs and then falls back and is apparently unconscious. And as you look, you can see the gray fur is starting to darken and smooth out. Demon Pup, however, is going to keep going. So it is going to attack you, Atticus. Does an 18 hit?
Quite.
Okay. I apologize in advance. Because, yeah, it does just go ahead and knock you out. So. All right. Next is
How knock me out are we talking?
the way it works in this is you just go to 0. You don't do negative.
Not me.
Well, there's death saves.
Podrick repeatedly, probably.
Was it
Something
me?
like yes, yeah. Okay, where were we? Rosa, make another intelligence check. You feel like you're still making good progress until you turn a corner and you see the flaming stairwell. And you realize, oh crap, we just got completely turned around. And so you start making your way back again. All right, Davey, it is your turn. You have unconscious Cannibal Kid, unconscious Atticus, barely conscious Demon Pup.
I'm gonna shoot that barely conscious demon pup, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna miss. But I'm trying to roll for it anyway. Would a 19 hit?
Yes.
Cool. It's been so long since I hit anything at all. What about a thunderous 3 damage?
Yes.
I feel like I have more
So-
bonuses for damage, but
As you aim with all the frustration of the bolt bouncing off, you take aim carefully. This one finally strikes true, hits the demon pup square in the back, and it falls forward. Unlike the other demon child, this one seems to stay in its previous form. So now we are still in initiative because the place is still on fire.
Perfect.
Do you want to go to Rosa or Gerald?
I pick Rosa.
All right.
Screw this up.
Make another intelligence check. Yes. All right. You feel like you're regaining the ground you had before. All right. Gerald will pull out another length of chain from his pack and wrap up the demon pup and says to you, Davy, do you know if you have any potions or anything? This one was the healer. I'm assuming that you'll know.
I think I got this chaos vial.
No, that does not heal things. He can just look at the contents of it. That does not have a healy look to it.
Just gonna
Just
Actually,
pour liquid lightning down the unconscious Atticus's throat.
Hey, that is a delicacy in parts of Tennessee.
He is reborn as Static Shock, the first dog superhero.
No, I think he'd be reborn as Grandpappy.
All right.
I don't think I have any health potions on me. I actually don't remember what my inventory was. Don't. Sorry. I remember I had that lightning in a bottle because I keep threatening.
Do
to use
any
it,
of you have a healing potion? I remember giving one of you a potion of
I have a
heroism.
dachshund. You might be able to just waft some badger under my nose to wake me up.
Well, sure. All right. Davey, make an intelligence check.
Okay. What about a thunderous? Oh wait, intelligence is actually on my good sheet. I think that would be. It's too many PDFs. Sorry. 12.
All right. You successfully remember that Podrick has some sort of healing potion.
Well, if you're not gonna let me do the lightning in a bottle trick, check his back pocket. God, everyone's calling me.
He's not Podrick. Podrick is in the maze somewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So Gerald, okay, and
check
just
that, guys.
turns him over like a steak. Is hesitates for a moment and then checks his back pockets and doesn't find anything.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna take this one.
You just made me feel an unconscious dog's butt for no reason. Thanks. Yes. Correct. Let's see. Atticus, make a death save. Roll a d20.
No, I don't have to take that phone call.
Let me make sure real quick. Whether you add anything. It doesn't matter. You succeeded on the death save. All right. Next, Roja. Wait. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because Davey said for you. So Podrick is just going with you. And I'm treating it as just you are leading the group. So, back to Davey. So you have 2 unconscious children and 1 unconscious adult and another one who is tying up.
On her back though.
Huh? Say what?
But I'm a dachshund. I can fit on her back. Probably about the size of a child.
Yeah. So.
Okay, you're right.
Yes, we know that you like to use Rosa as a steed, but so Where
No,
were we?
Fanny pack. Yeah, just tie it around your belt. It's fine.
Well, that's dumb.
That's fine.
No, not you. Sorry.
Okay.
What is your Constitution saving throw bonus, Atticus?
I have no idea. My con's a +0 though.
Okay. Then I'm just going to go with regular stuff. Where are we? Davey.
Oh, sorry. I had like 30 people also message the same.
Gotcha. So two
Yeah, kind of.
two unconscious children, one unconscious adult.
I just start killing the children. That seems the best option.
Really?
I mean, no, because you guys won't let me. I mean,
Okay.
I was, you kill kids, it's great, and then it's just a bonus that they have a demon. Anyway, so we got two unconscious kids. Gerald's got those kids, right? Well, how about we grab Podrick?
He said he already actually has another kid strapped to his back. The third demon child. So he suggests to you that you try and take Atticus and the demon, or Atticus and the cannibal kid, who is no longer possessed, and he'll take both the still possessed demon pups.
Okay.
All right. So you, I assume, hop off.
Sorry, just multitasking conversation here. I might
Yeah,
actually
no, that's fine.
a few minutes.
So you hop off and grab Demon Kid and Atticus.
Grab one. I make sure not to touch them. Gross. Yeah. I don't want.
All right. So now goes to Rosa. Make another intelligence check. Don't get a 1 this time. Okay. You are having some trouble. You hit a dead end. And as we go back to Davy's group, you can see that the fire is starting to creep out a bit from the whatchamacallit, the stairwell, and is starting to get the rest of the maze. So you have, to your right, is another entrance to the maze and a door down to the maintenance section. Or to your left, you have the fiery entrance and the same entrance to the maze that Rosa went through.
Well, I'm guessing we're not going that way. He said it's full of fire, right? So.
There is still some room to get into the maze.
Oh well. To Davy's knowledge, that's the fastest way out of here. So that probably would be the best option to risk that to get out of here faster. Because Davy's
Okay.
concern is that if we take a maintenance way, it might be a dead end or might take longer, and we come right back to.
All right. So I'm going to have you make an intelligence check.
Okay. That would be a natural 20.
Nat 20. You
Can't
go
help it,
through.
I can think some stuff.
You remember from your cavorting about above the maze. You remember enough of its oh hi. You remember enough of its layout that you are actually able to immediately catch up to Rosa. Rosa, you as you are coming out of one of the dead ends, you see Davy and Gerald rushing up with an unconscious, no longer demon-possessed child, and two unconscious demon-possessed children, and an unconscious Atticus. Speaking of which, Atticus, death save. Yes. Don't mind the skunk tail. Come on.
Damn it, I nat 20.
Oh, you're stable. All right. Let's see.
A little bit. I haven't found a reason to like Atticus yet.
All right.
So basically, play him like you want to kill him, and all of a sudden you'll like him.
All right. Let's see. So you gain a stamina die. If you want to use it, you can use it immediately and basically come back from the brink of death. Or you can just stay unconscious, cradled in Davy's arms.
You know, as appealing as that sounds, I'm gonna roll the dice, and I'll get 7 hit points back.
Nice.
But
All right, let me
I'm going to
separate
remain
you from...
half floppy. Like, I'm like there, but I'm not all the way there.
All right. So, Davy, as you're going along, Atticus just sort of goes like...
FNARG.
And, yes. And pretty much just falls out of your grasp. So now you are only holding the unconscious, no longer possessed cannibal kid, which is better.
Still haven't proved that he's no longer.
True. The seemingly no longer possessed.
I mean, I could always do like a sense motive check or something on him.
All right, go ahead.
I was being a smart ass, but I'll do it anyway. Does a 15 tell me if he's possessed or not?
She is unconscious. You can't tell.
Damn it.
So still potentially possessed.
He's
All
not
right,
going to answer that.
Make a knowledge, either religion or nature. Whichever you think is higher.
Natural 20.
You know that it is highly unusual, and that, as far as you know, the only reason that it would change back like that is either the demon has left the child, or you are dealing with something far more powerful than a cannibal demon, which seems unlikely, because if it were, it could have done something much worse to you.
Oh.
So, you think that the child is safe from demon possession?
But
For now.
we're still totally subject to being screwed over pretty hard.
Yeah, you're still in a burning maze.
Yeah, we still need to get out of here.
So now that you're all together, I would like you to make a collective intelligence check.
What about 17?
What about a 23?
Despite Rosa's constant attempts to take you down the wrong way,
I'm not having a good day. I'm really stupid today, apparently.
despite that, with Davy's unusual savvy gained from his time atop the maze, and Atticus's just natural desire to get out of here already, you're able to get to the end of the maze, and you can see sweet, sweet freedom. And so, as you come out of the maze and everything seems safe, Gerald and Harold suggest that you stop for a second, take a moment to catch your breath, and they set the children down.
I'm sorry.
You might need a bigger green screen, Liz.
It might be okay on her camera.
It's good on the stream, but you guys can see it.
I was like, oh hey, oh god.
Thankfully, I didn't see anything.
I'm crying. I'm sorry. Tears.
Well, everything was almost camouflaged because the camera was doing that like 90% red thing again, so you couldn't see anything.
Hey, it balanced out because he walked by in his red boxers.
All right, Davey, what is your defense stat?
My defense stat.
We lost you.
Yep. Just give me a second.
Is it higher than 19?
Yep. Yep. Nope.
Okay. As you are taking a moment to catch your breath, you suddenly see that your vision is filled with fist.
Oh, that's bad.
And Harold just socks you in the face.
Damn it, Gerald. Herond. Damn it, man.
You take 2 damage.
Damn it. Man, that hurts more.
Non-lethal, probably. So don't actually count it from your health. And says, you could have killed us all back there.
That's probably fine. But I didn't, and that's what matters.
And he just glares
say
at
that.
you for a second. And then says, come on, let's go. And as he takes one of the non-demon possessed or one of the demon possessed children from Gerald, the one never possessed demon child says, thank you so much for saving us.
Here?
Yep.
Tea? Can you get me one?
You're welcome. We almost died saving you.
I'm sorry, they're not like this. I have no idea what happened to them.
Wait, which them are we talking about?
All of them's.
The demons.
So the demons aren't normally like this.
No, they're kids like me.
So demon.
We were all captured and taken here, and they forced us to run through the maze. They would only feed us if we successfully made it through. And suddenly, Alice and the others, they just changed and started attacking all of them, and I just hid in the room because for whatever reason they wouldn't come there. And Gerald says, well, didn't they say that it wasn't because it's a guard against demons, but what did she say? It was a beacon?
I'm trying to find my notes. That sounds about right.
And then Harold says, yeah, but that was a demon. No, I wouldn't trust a demon. Would you? It was probably just trying to get into our heads. All right. So, what do?
Huh.
As you stand at the entrance to the maze, you can still see some of the bodies of rats and badgers half-eaten. Nope. There was a mumble under my feet.
Do you think we'll need to make some badger jerky to make it back to the city with the dogs?
You can do whatever you want. You can play as much Pugmire as you want.
Are you going to make badger jerky, Jasper?
I mean, we gotta eat something. Do we have rations? How far is it to the next city? Or back to where we need to drop the kids off at.
Like 30 minutes.
No, we need to stop overnight, make a fire hot enough to dehydrate some badger meat, so we could make it a 30-minute trek up the road.
Well, at the rate we're going, I'm sure we'll see some more badgers later when we come to a crucial crossroads and we need food. I guess I can go if it's only a 30-minute trip. Or what?
Are you
Alright.
healed enough? Is he good now?
He is stumbling, like,
I'm about half health.
yeah.
You
But-
need a boost.
I will scramble up your back.
All right. Are all the kids good, or can I?
One is three of them are unconscious. Gerald says it would probably not be good to leave them like this, even if the demon pups are snarling and all that. The chains and the Dane brothers' strength would be able to take care of them. But yeah, they ask if any of you have any healing powers of some sort that could be useful.
Not unless we rest till tomorrow.
All right. In that case, Gerald says, "Let's just hurry on then."
All right, so let's get to trekking.
All right.
Make sure everyone picks up the pups before we go.
Yes. So each of the Dane brothers takes one of the unconscious demon children. They ask one of you to possibly take the unpossessed demon child. And
I have Atticus. I don't know if I can carry both.
Nah, you got take both.
Okay, I can take both.
all right. And the one child that's left seems to be able to walk on his own. He seems a bit tired, probably hungry, based on what he said.
I have some food. Should I give him some food?
If you want to.
All right, I'm gonna give him a little food, a little snack.
He gladly takes it and immediately eats it.
All right, ready to go?
If you are.
All right. I guess we're leaving then.
All right. As you walk into walk towards the city, the guards see you coming from a ways away. They notice that you seem to be carrying more people than you left with. And as you come up, they say like, "What happened? Are those Are those demon possessed children?"
They're
Yes.
children. Children are sometimes demons. Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, you gotta take those to the church right away.
Well, where's the church? Point us in the right
agree.
direction.
Point the way.
They give you directions to the church.
All right, let's go.
All right. You go there, and you find an older foxhound priest who sees you enter and just gives his usual spiel. Come in into the house of man. Oh goodness, what has
No,
happened?
brother. These children are potentially possessed by demons. We need some help.
Oh, of course. Bring them back into my study.
I tap Rosa on the shoulder and I just kind of point towards the back door.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going.
All right, you go in, and it's a pretty respectable study. Not the biggest and most book-filled you've seen, but seems to be doing all right for himself. He clears a space off of the table and asks you to lay the three children there. and asks, "Now, how long have they been possessed like this?"
We do not know.
Um,
Not sure.
the kid who was with you um, says, um, "Maybe a day and a half. It's hard to tell underground." And the priest just like, "Underground? Where have you been?"
About 30 minutes that way.
"What's 30 minutes that way?
It's the
A
mine.
mine?
Yeah.
Which mine?"
I don't remember what it's called.
You remember that it is the mine that the rats of the Institute have taken.
Oh yeah, the rats live in the mine. The Institute rats.
Is it? Uh, oh my. Of course, we know that there's the usual cultist rats will do all sorts of evil, but we thought that the Institute were basically harmless.
Evidently
If
not.
this is true, then
Said evidently not.
if this is true, then we've got to take care of this. But later.
I agree on the later.
And he like gestures to the kid. "What's your name?" And the kid responds, "Elliot is his name." Um, Tell you what, Elliot. Why don't you go and get fed and changed out of those clothes? You seem pretty filthy. And we will figure out what to do with your friends. Do not worry, they will be fine. And he calls in an acolyte of the church. The acolyte ushers Elliot out. And so, the shepherd starts off with the non-demons possessed child and asks you what happened to her. Anyone?
Hey,
All right,
Josh, kids just being normal kids. I recommend we kill them because they're kids, but
Thank you.
you understand.
He just sort of like stares at you for a second and then
Run left.
moves on. Harold tells him that it was apparently some sort of it was a demon that could talk. Basically gave all the all the descriptions, and he says, "Well, that is certainly odd. Usually cannibal demons aren't that intelligent." And you said,
There was something I figured out last time in my notes somewhere about how I recognized runes that belong to a cat and or necromancer.
yes.
Meow.
Did you want to try to take note of those? I was remembering that it was Podrick. I was going to have Ernest make an intelligence check. If you want to,
I mean,
I can let you
I think
do that.
He and I are about the same as far as like Arcana and history. And
All right. Go ahead and do that. Make that check. Let's go with Arcana. Or whatever. Close.
Fuck!
You remember that...
Who do I think I
You-
am, Rosa?
For a second, you think that you remember it perfectly. And then you realize, no, you're just remembering the lyrics to a song you sang as a kid. So, yeah, you got nothing. Other
Yeah,
than...
I just like just thinking it just really hurts my head. It's gonna like slump off of Rosa's back and find the nearest.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You
And you're sitting over
You
there humming
thought
All Star
you
by
could
Smash
remember
Mouth.
what they were,
Yeah.
but basically all you remember is that they were runes of cat necromancy, and this is just blowing the shepherd's mind.
Whoa.
All right,
Am I telling him to the tune of Smash of All Star though?
All Star by
Yes,
Smash
and he is
Mouth.
slightly confused by that. With Davey, he's just assuming that you guys are insane.
That's probably true.
So, let me find the... It'll probably be easier for you, Atticus, to tell me what the name of the skill you use to heal things is, so that I don't have to search for it.
I have a Cure Wounds from page 106.
Okay, there we go.
C plus Bane would do anything. Got nothing else listed that would assist with demonic possessed children.
Cure Wounds? On page 106? Oh,
True.
there it is. Alright. So he lays a hand on the child, and you can see the gentle light coming forth, the same as you've seen Atticus use. And as the light fades, you see the girl sort of gently open her eyes, blink a bit, and look around and say, "Is it over? Is it finally over? We're saved!" And she just grabs the shepherd and hugs him, crying. And Shepherd just comforts her, and then gets another acolyte, ushers her off, after learning that her name is Alice, and that the names of the two other possessed children are Nathan and Sophie. Now, when he goes to these, he says, "Now, these are going to be more difficult. First off, unfortunately, has to be done so that they can be safe, and he does the same healing for them. And unlike Alice, when they come to, they are thrashing about in their chains, and he says, we can take care of them, but it will be a longer process. We will have to exorcise these demons."
Uh-oh.
Do I know what sort of process exorcism of demons was going to take?
Make a knowledge religion check.
You know, I thought I had religion. I don't see it on this list. Why is it not on this list?
What? You mean just not in the list in general?
My skills list has Arcana and History.
Okay.
Is there a religion? That seems like something that would have come standard with a shepherd.
Yeah. Just make an Arcana check then. We'll say that's the general.
16.
Okay. You know that it is a lengthy process, and that while it is not terribly dangerous in most cases, except for the most extreme, it is painful. It is essentially to burn out the demons, make it so unpleasant to stay in that house that they willingly leave.
That sounds awful.
Yes,
But there's
it
no
is
other way.
necessary. Correct.
I just kind of
So far as we
back
know.
in the chair and go, I cannot help with this. I am not going to be able to take care of myself while this is going on.
Well, that's all right. It's going to be a lengthy process, so you can go ahead and get your rest. It seems that you've had a terrible ordeal yourselves. Thank you for saving these children.
I grunt.
All right. So you are leaving the demon children in the care of the church. The Dane brothers say that they will stay behind to help these children be relocated back to the towns that wherever they were taken from. As you get done with this, it's about the sun is getting close to setting. What would you like to do?
Go find an inn to get some rest, because I know a couple of us probably need to heal up.
All right. There was an inn, if I remember correctly, that you stayed at.
Is that the one I was called a beer toucher?
No, that's Gerald.
That was like a few cities elsewhere.
Yeah. And it was Gerald who called you. I'll touch ya.
That's right.
I apologize for sitting like this, but
My
Aww,
camera's still black for me, so I have no idea what.
kitty.
all right. So you go to that inn, and the old man who had conveniently had a book right beside him that told you about the history of the mines and how the rats came to own a mine says, "Oh hey, did you happen to find the mine? Get everything settled out?
Yeah.
Good for you." And he just sits there, drinks, reads a book.
As one does.
And we're all
Right.
just tired.
Yes.
So, sleep.
What room situations are you in?
The one where I can sleep.
I think we're all exhausted and smoke inhalation and all that shit that we just really don't care. So as long as there's a
So
bed,
one room for all of you.
if there's bed enough, then yes.
Let's see. It probably
Not
has
Johnny
two
bed enough, like,
two beds per room. Two beds per room.
Okay, I don't mind sharing.
Well, let's see. There's 5 of you, or no, 4 of you.
Yeah, it's like 5.
So, who is going to share with Rosa? Let's say Podrick, just to make it simple.
Yep.
All right. As you settle in for the night, you begin to have dreams. Davy,
Sign up for this.
say what?
I didn't sign up for this.
Davy,
Ah, shit.
you are back in the Korat monarchy, the cat monarchies. You were running through the streets with a loaf of bread. You can hear the guards behind you. You turn down an alley, slip into your usual hiding space, and as you
Whoa.
sorry, screensaver. I'm really glad that my computer did not restart, because it does that stupidly. Anyway, as you slink into your hiding space and you wait for the guards to give up their search, a voice whispers to you, "We can help you. We can make it so that you are so strong that you never have to hide again." Rosa,
Yes.
you are back on the battlefield.
Uh-oh.
You are carrying a wounded friend to the medical tent, but the shepherd there informs you that it is too late. And as you look at the broken body of your former fellow in arms, a voice whispers to you, "We can make you strong enough that you never lose a friend again." Atticus, you're in a clearing. And in this clearing, you see a fire. And sitting at that fire is a cat that looks somewhat familiar. And that cat is holding a book that looks very familiar. And it is writing in that book. And as you watch, you see that this cat is musing to itself. It is true that all animals should be treated equally, but why? Perhaps it is because in death we are all equal. Yes, after all, after death, what is left but bones? And then the cat turns directly to you. And meat. And suddenly, its fur radiating out from its eyes turns into a coarse gray fur and turns red.
What kind of
And
horror film are we playing?
he leans forward and says, I have seen inside you, Atticus, the hunger, the curiosity. You want to know what they taste like, don't you? I can help you. I can be your excuse. I can show you experiences you have never dreamt of. Badger, rat, cat, dog. They're all delicious. And suddenly, you are back in your childhood home. You're sitting at the table. And in front of you is a plate with meat on it. And your mother, who is working in the kitchen, cleaning dishes, says, Eat up, Addie. You want to grow big and strong, don't you?
I nod happily and reach in for the food.
All right, as you eat, you find yourself unable to stop. You eventually just forego the utensils and start just grabbing it, shoving it in your mouth. And as you continue eating what seems like an unfeasible amount of meat, your mother turns, and she too has the gray fur and the red eyes and says, Good. Grow big and strong, Addie. You all wake up in the morning, somewhat disturbed by your dreams. Atticus, as you are changing from your bedclothes into your normal gear, I want you to make a perception check. And Davey, I want you to make a perception check as well.
Shit. How about a 17?
What was the bonus to perception?
It's a wisdom check normally.
13.
All right. You both notice that in the center of Atticus's chest, there's a patch of coarse gray fur.
It's coarse. Like, did I touch it? That's weird.
It, looks matted, sticks out a bit, as opposed to his usual fur.
Hey.
So did I notice this? Or, okay.
Yes, you both noticed it.
Hey.
Yeah, to look up at him and go, this is an interesting development now, isn't it?
Rosa, you
Yes.
wake up. Everything's fine.
That was a weird
That was
dream.
a weird dream.
I'm still
Podrick says
super
that in
stupid.
unison with you.
All
Back
right.
to Davy and Atticus.
Yes.
Atticus, Davy has pulled out a knife.
Sense motive?
All right, go ahead and roll.
$16?
Davy, what is your motive?
The motive you sense is, he touched the demon baby. He's got the demon baby now. He's gonna flip. Like,
It's self-preservation. Yeah.
yeah, still is a good strong motive. General distrust, dental plan.
Wait, so I think you've touched the baby and you're turning into a demon?
No, Atticus is the only one with a gray patch of fur.
Yeah. See, like, Davey is just, like, completely is, like, does not view you as Atticus anymore. He views you as, like, demon spawn Atticus. And he's like, nope,
You can make a sense motive check as well if you'd like.
nope.
Okay. I'll go ahead and say for
I'm
Atticus.
pretty sure there is probably a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. I am
That's a great
also
explanation.
okay with going to the church and seeing if we
Once
can
you do
figure
that,
out what
yeah,
this
let's
is.
do that. Let's do that. Once you go out the door first.
We're gonna keep an eye
I
on you.
turn around, I like stumble backwards, and like back hits the door. It's kind of reached behind me, trying to
do that.
open it because he's got a knife.
Yeah, let's just keep going there. It's fine.
All right.
Good progress, bud.
So I'm just gonna make sure I have all my gear and follow these
Yep.
two.
All right. So,
Harris.
Rosa,
Check out the
as
hotel,
you
give him the key
as
back.
you and Podrick exit your room, you see Atticus stumbling backwards out of the room that he's in, shirtless, and you see you're on opposite sides of the hall, and you see that Davy has pulled a knife on him.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What is happening here?
Want to show him?
I like look at you at the corner of
Do
my eye. There is a reasonable explanation for this, but we are not being reasonable.
Okay,
And I
okay,
continue
let's
backing down the hall.
hang on. Wait. Do I notice his? Can I notice his
As
spot?
he backs down the hall, you notice the
Hey!
patch of gray fur in the center of his chest.
What is that shit?
Honestly, I would tell you if I knew, but I don't know.
All right, so
We're going to the church. Maybe we can
that's
figure this out. because
that's a good
this looks
idea.
Like those things from yesterday that almost killed me.
So I'm gonna ask Podrick to go grab the rest of their things, since we seem to be in a tense situation with a knife and no clothes.
As one does.
And then
I had to remember my grappling hook. Very important to me.
and I'm gonna remind you guys that we are still in a nice place, like in a town. We don't want anyone to panic.
So, Atticus, you go back and get your grappling hook?
No, I think
they-
Podrick's getting
they
it.
sent Podrick in. I just made sure he was
Okay.
going to get it.
All right. Podrick goes and puts the grappling hook in his pack. All right, so you make your way down through the stairs. Atticus is still shirtless.
But we're gonna put knives away, right? Because we don't want the whole town to panic. We're just going.
I agree. This is a really good idea.
Like, we really want everyone to be okay. We're just gonna go to the church, and then we can freak out.
Knife back up in my sleeve. I don't like sheath it.
Okay, that's fine. Podrick, could you hand Atticus his shirt, please?
No.
You're not Podrick.
Yes, Podrick goes and grabs his shirt as well and hands you, Atticus, your shirt.
All right, so we're
I
gonna.
try to put this shirt on while maintaining as much eye contact as I can with Davey.
It's alright.
Alright.
I've got Davey.
Make-
Davey's good.
Let's see. What would that be? A dexterity check? I'm kidding. All right. So you make your way down. The innkeeper says, "Oh, good morning. Would you like some breakfast?"
No. Well, I don't say it like
Can
that.
we have it to go?
To go? Yes.
And maybe in a dust
No.
bag?
No.
Can we come back later?
Sure.
Great. We have some errands to run.
All right.
I'll just shuffle everyone out the door. Go, go, go.
All right.
So
So you make your way back to the church,
correct.
and the same shepherd as before sees you come in and says, "Oh, good morning. Welcome back." Do you say that, Atticus?
Yeah, I like interrupt him.
Oh, what's the problem?
Well, apparently, and I start like fumbling with my shirt. And I just can't lift it up. So this appeared last night, and it looks kind of like those things from yesterday. I feel okay, but they pulled a knife on me,
He, like,
and
Put your shirt
Just-
down. Let's take this to the back room. Out of the eyes of... And you see, like, some other parishioners. They didn't notice the patch of fur. They just noticed the guy come in and said, "Hey, look!"
Check this. I gotta check this out.
They, like, shake their head and assume you're just some crazy guy. So, he brings you back and says, now, could you, would you show it to me again? And not actually Jasper take your shirt off, but he asks that Atticus take his shirt off.
Um, yeah, I will.
Is
All right,
Davy still
he-
standing here just monitoring with a knife up his sleeve?
Fucking know it.
Alright, I'm gonna stand between Davy and Atticus, just in case.
Alright. He examines this and says, now, when did this happen?
Sometime between going to sleep last night and getting a knife pulled on me this morning.
I see.
I think these are just...
I glare at Davy out of the corner of my eye.
So it probably... Did you have a dream?
Do I remember my dreams?
Yes, all of you remember your dreams. In unusual detail.
That's why I'm so jumped.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I had dreams last night.
Did the demon appear to you in the dream?
I mean, would I have known it was a demon? I mean,
It was
person
either a demon or a cat or a shape-shifting cat that could turn its fur gray and its eyes red in exactly the same manner as the cannibal demon child that you saw. And then your mother, who could also do the same.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys,
I like just let this.
sorry. Fucking...
Say what?
I have to... I'm sorry.
Oh, you do?
It's, we've been at it for 2 hours. So
Oh, so we have. All right, I will wrap it up real quick and say that the shepherd says, I cannot treat you here. Not yet. We will have to, you will have to go elsewhere to take care of this. And with that, we will go ahead and call it for the night.
Alright.
Sorry, I gotta run.
That's alright.
All right?
Oh god, that messed up all my things. Oh god, everything is everywhere! What's happening? Alright, so now that this is all fucked up, I'm just gonna go ahead and close this out. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next Pugmire. I'll be live later with other things. Bye! How do I stop this?